Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, so I've read a lot of bad books this year, a lot of horrible books that I didn't like, and so I meant to do a video of my worst books of 2020, but yeah, I don't want to talk about bad book twice, because in fact I've accumulated so many books that do not bring me joy anymore, that I've read and either didn't like or do not plan on reading, or I don't know, just read and they're okay, but I don't want to like reread them and hold on to them. So I just want to, part with them. I want to donate them to the place where they're gonna be appreciated and loved and read. And yeah, I need more space on my bookshelf. So I'm gonna do a huge unhaul. I think I have over 30 books that I'm ready to just part with. They're just, yeah, there are many different categories, and if you're interested to see what were the worst books of this year, I'm gonna mention them as well as touch on the challenge that I started this year, the last chance books, this video that I did talking about I think 7 books that I have no interest in reading, and just see how I did on that challenge as well. It's all in one video because I'm lazy, I don't want to film many things. There's 3 concepts in one video. Okay, let's go. Okay, first let's talk about the worst books of 2020. I have quite a little bit of those. I think I have more, and they're probably somewhere here, but yeah, we're just gonna talk about them. These are not books that I DNF'd. All of those books I've read back to back, and I regret, because they were not worth the time. So the first one, and the winner of 2020, the worst book of this year, was Odd Child Out by Gillian Macmillan. This was the book that I've purchased at the Dollar Tree for my Dollar Tree challenge. Go check that video out, it's so much fun. But I've picked this huge mystery thriller just because I felt like I've heard about this author. Cheryl Lapina blurbed this book, so I was like kind of confident that this could be something that I might enjoy, but honestly this book was filled with nothing important. The entire plot of the book you can literally read on the flap, and like there's no mystery, there's no thrilling aspects of this book, and it's just like plain and boring. And yeah, I regret spending my 3 days reading this book. I honestly surprised. I think this is like the most I've ever read, because I read like over 200 pages a day, but I read that because I was struggling so much. Is my mic working? Okay. But I read that much because I was struggling with this book and I was hating my time reading it, and yes, this is the worst. I want to get rid of it so badly. Bye. I'm not even gonna display them because they don't deserve that. The next book is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And yet, I wouldn't say like I completely hated it. I mean, I disliked it a bunch. It's a romance, and there's like no good part of romance. Like everything you can think about romance, like this is not it. This did not work for me. It was insta love. It was no development, no nothing. The book had so many plot holes and just really disorganized. It felt like the author had some cool idea about this night circus and like good performance and so like nice like a magician competition, but honestly it felt the most magical book I've ever read. So even though it's like in great condition, I don't want to hold on to this one. I hate it. Bye. Oh, I'm gonna have great satisfaction throwing these books on the floor today. Next one is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. You know, guys, I don't annotate books, but when I do, I annotate bad books because they're so cringy and bad and they have nothing to offer. This was one of the books. I DNF'd it a halfway point. I know I said, oh, I read all of this, but like, I honestly tried, but it was just so bad. It's not worth my time, and I don't think Melissa Albert is for me, because her writing is what threw me off the most, and the story did not make sense, so like nothing really worked for me, and highly disappointed. Then we have As You Wish by Chelsea Sidoti. I bought this book on my own. I saw this Barnes & Noble and I was like, this looks and sounds so good. So I'd never seen anybody reading it and reviewing it, talking about it. So this was definitely all on me. But this book did not give me what I was hoping for this book to give me. It's supposed to be like, on your 18th birthday you get to have a wish and you can wish whatever you want, and that wish will come true. And this book's supposed to like, investigate the ideas of like, there's nothing you can wish for that will be good enough because you will regret it anyway, type of thing. But this book was filled with so much just pessimism and like complaining, and I hate when characters complain. Like, I have my own problems. I don't want to read about somebody's, you know, not appreciating their life. So I didn't like it. I think I give it like 3 stars. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was one of the worst books I read this year because of its letdown, you know? And the most disappointing book award goes to The Darkest Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. I know I will be hated for this choice, for this opinion forever, but I couldn't handle. I honestly struggled my way through this. I thought the book, the idea itself was pretty cool. Like, I would want to read about the, you know, magician traveling between the worlds and like have their own, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like, the book itself was written so badly. There's so many tropes that I feel like I've used in books so many times, and the characters were so flat and boring. There was nothing good about them, nothing redeeming about them. It was a pass for me. It was a huge letdown. So I'm glad to give it somebody who will enjoy it. So bye. Alright, we took a small break, you know, the battery died, but let's keep going because there's a lot of more books to get rid of. I'm gonna be donating the 3 arcs I've got this year. I have When They Bully, Avenging Angels, and then we have The Virtual Entity. All the 3 books that I've been sent to review I've read or attempted to read, and none of them like stick out to me so much that I want to keep them in my collection, but I'm sure there will be people who would benefit from reading these books, and you know, it will help the authors to be exposed to the public. I'm thinking donating this for sure to the library. Then I have a few books that I've read this year and the years before that I didn't think that they were that bad. I think they were decent books. They were okay books. There are a lot of people who loved them a lot, but I don't find them anything special. They were just okay books that I don't want to reread them in any time. First things first, we have Grayson. I've talked about this. This is a memoir. It was good when it lasted, and yeah, I don't want to reread it. Then a few years ago I read We Were Lives by E. Lockhart. Again, it was really popular in booktube and I picked it up for that reason. And everybody seemed to enjoy it, but I really didn't get it, and I don't want to like reread it and keep it in my collection. It was just, I better find somebody else who will enjoy it more. Then we have A Goody Hole by Natalie Babbitt. I read Tuck Everlasting by her in 2017. I enjoyed that, so I went ahead out of my way to purchase another book by her. But this one I didn't enjoy that much. I honestly don't even remember half of the things that were happening here, so it's time to depart. Then I'm getting rid of the 4 books of the Unfortunate Events. I have books 3, 4, 5, and 6. I read book number 6 this year, and this is type of the books that you just read once to just see what the story is about, and I don't want to hold on to them, especially like if I want to have them as a like collection. I'm missing book 11, 12, and 13 anyway in this paperback edition, so if I want to have them one day I'll just buy a hard set covers, but paperbacks, they can go, especially they're a little bit beat up, and I'm definitely not rereading those. And I have A Raven Black I read this year, which was okay. I think I gave it 3 stars, but it was like an average mystery that I'm not interested in rereading, so out it goes. The same goes for Replica. I read it this year. I honestly thinking to get rid of the second part as well. I will think about that. I read it, it was alright. I've noticed that I'm getting rid of all the 3 books about at the Dollar Tree. Not even part of me wants to keep this book, so somebody else will like it more. Pictures of Hollis Woods. I read it for my reading for 24 hours straight with no breaks readathon, and it was the first book that I read. It was really quick and sweet, but nothing special about it, so I don't want it. And the last one that I read and enjoyed, but I don't want to keep it, is the physics book of Deliverance Dane. I actually have a neighbor who would love this book, so I'm gonna pass it up to her, and yeah, it was an okay book about witches that I didn't think anything good about, so it was like 3 stars, so she will enjoy it more. She loves witches. As well as I was able to, I don't even remember where I got this one from. This is a witch hunt. This is a history of the persecution of witches in Salem, so how the Catholics were, you know, killing witches and persecuting them and stuff like that. So I thought that I would be interested in the topic. I think I started this book maybe a few years ago, but honestly, I'm not that interested in the topic anymore, and as I said, I have a neighbor who like obsessed with witches, and so I'm just gonna pass it to her. She will love it. Then a few more books that I've read in past years that I really disliked and I want to get rid of. The first one is Illuminate Files. I know, I'm so sorry. I wouldn't say I completely hated this book. I disliked a lot of aspects of it. I didn't mind like the cool format that it's written, but the format didn't distract me from how many problems this book actually has. Plot holes and plot holes and horrible main characters. I didn't like this book and I don't want to keep it, so definitely not continuing with the series. And then I have a book that I'm so sad to look at and I just want to get rid of it because I'm so sad to look at it. This is 61 Hours by Lee Child. This is a very beat up copy of this book. My dogs got to it and they chewed this book while I was reading it, so if you're wondering what I thought about the book, I didn't like the book anyway. I thought it was way too long and predictable. I could see all the twists, all the turns, and Lee Child's writing is not something I enjoy, but I held on to this book for some reason, but honestly I don't want to do anything with this book anymore, and it's so sad to look at. And I cannot throw it away or burn it or whatever, so I'm just gonna donate it, and if they want to throw it away, it's on them, it's not on me. I do not throw away books, no matter how beat up they are. Then we have some books that I have not read, and I don't want to read them for a few reasons. So first one is Paper Towns by John Green. This was actually a gift from my friend from Russia. I got it for my 18th birthday, and yes, I held on to this book. Since then, I took it with me to the airplane. I thought I would read it then, and I think I attempted it, but I didn't really click with it. I'm pretty sure this is a British copy anyway, because English books from Russia, they come from other English-speaking countries and not America, so the language probably will be different, though I have no idea, probably not. I'm not interested in John Green's writing, especially not in this story. I haven't even watched the film, and honestly, this is not the genre I enjoy, so I'm just gonna pass it to somebody else and not waste my space on bookshelves. How about that? Then, for some reason, I have 2 copies of the same book. I don't know how I acquired 2 copies of the same book, but it's People of the Book by Geraldine Brooks. I attempted to read it. I think it was one of my challenges, but I tried and I honestly did not enjoy it. So I attempted to read. I got to page like 70 on my readathon, and so yeah, I don't need 2 copies of the book I don't like, so they're going away. So I have The Great Trouble, Mystery of London, Blue Death, and The Boy Called Eel. And also have Secrets at Sea. Both of these are very much below my age gap. I don't know why I even got them in the first place. I just found them randomly. I'm like, what the heck is that? I'm not interested in reading, like, not even giving them a chance. I mean, I will not enjoy them. But I have neighbor kids who will like them, so to them they go. The next book is Lost in a Good Book by Jasper Forde. I picked it up because the cover looked cool, the title sounded great. I didn't even know what the book is about, just bought it because of the cover. And then I found out that this is like the second book in the series, so like I still attempted to read it. I give it like not a fair shot. I didn't go like so far, but I read a chapter or 2 and I was like, I don't understand anything that's going on, and so I'm not interested in picking up the first book, and so out it goes. Then, with so much pleasure, because I'm so tired of looking at these books, going my collection of Gregory Maguire's books, I read Wicked a few years ago, I think in 2018 or 19, I don't remember, and I hated this book so much. I actually DNF'd it because it was that bad, and it was a mess. And so these 2 are part of the series that I was able to thrift, so I didn't buy any of them full price, thankfully. But I'm missing one book in the series, and I'm not gonna go purchase it. But like, if I didn't have the first book in the series, like, what's the point on, you know, keeping these and holding on to these? And like, I'm not gonna read them. I'm gonna try more books by Gregory Maguire, but like, this series is just not it. It's just not it. And there's more books. Yeah, when hauling more books. These are the books that I DNF'd. There were some that I DNF'd, but like, these are my official pile of my DNFs this year and other years. So the first one we have The Fifth Wave by Ricky N.C. that I read in 2017. I think this is the only book I DNF'd in 2017, and like, I wasn't even a picky reader. Like, I didn't even know what I liked, and I really didn't like this one. I really didn't like it, sitting in the head of a teenager who was just like in the middle of like an alien invasion attack. She was thinking about like the boys' abs and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my freaking god, what is this? So that wasn't good. This year I picked up another book by Ricky Ensign, The Mystermologist, which I didn't like either. I don't think I will ever try anything by Ricky Ensign. I don't think he's my cup of tea. I don't think he's my writer. I just don't click with him. His stories, like his ideas sound cool. Like that's why I picked up both of these books, because they sounded cool, but they just don't work. So I'm getting rid of this one as well. Then my last book of the Dollar Tree challenge is going away. Welcome to Braxville. Didn't even get to halfway point. Don't even care about this anymore. That one going away. The Hidden Life of Dogs. Nobody thought I will keep this one, and I'm not gonna. This was poorly written with no research, no just scientific arguments to anything that the author says. Everything is from such a like mediocre experience that you cannot even relate to anything that she says. That was really bad. This one, thrown away. Not throwing away, donating. Everything is getting donated, but like right now I'm throwing away, okay? Then I've attempted these two books to pick up. There's one for my challenge as well. I felt that I would not like them, and I didn't. Shots Fired and Bone Collection going away. Attempted to read from both of these, wasn't good, so off they go. And the last one that I DNF'd that probably hurt me the most, because I had such high hopes for this one. I really wanted to like this one, and it's just, I spent half of the book just like thinking, what is going on and where is it leading? I had an entire discussion about it in my wrap-up. I'm gonna list it down below if you would like to see that, but The 15 Lies of Harry August was a mess. Could have a potential, but it just didn't fulfill any of the points that it was supposed to. And then books that I love, they're giving 5 stars to all of them, and they're fantastic books, but there are multiple copies of the books I already have. So I have a few of Mitch Albom's books. I know, like Book Unhaul and Mitch Albom, but I splurged and I bought myself like good hardcovers. These are the books that I read by him though. So this is the For One More Day, I have The Timekeeper, and I have The First Phone Call from Heaven. So like I have all of these books on my shelves. It's just like these are the books that I physically read when I read them, and one of them got eaten by a dog, so I can't have that on my shelves. So I'm gonna be donating these, and I'm sure they will find somebody who will love them. So I'm worried about this one though. And I was actually kindly gifted You by Caroline Kepnes. I don't even remember when, but it was after I already purchased my copy that I was meaning to read anyway. And so I was like, it's a great book. I probably could have gifted it to somebody else, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna donate it. Somebody's gonna enjoy it because it's one of my favorite books of all time. It's so good. So, but of course I'm keeping the hardcover that I read. So yeah, there's all the books I'm getting rid of. There's a ton of them. I'm so glad that I'm freeing about like 3 shelves worth of space. So that's a plus. And let's talk about the challenge that I put myself through this year and see how I did. Okay, here's my last chance book pile that I was kind of reading. I mean, let's see what I did. So I read more than half of it. I mean, I read this one, and this is the only one like I'm keeping. I don't want to part with it yet. This I read, I'm getting rid of. This I read, I'm getting rid of. This I attempted to read, but it's not really reasonable to read the second book, so I'm parting with that. I give both of these a try, and they were crap, so let's get rid of that. I attempted this one, I didn't like, so get rid of this. This I'm not gonna attempt, like, be honest with yourself, Catherine, don't waste your time. And so what I have left with is these 2 books that I have not touched, I have not attempted, and these 2 probably the only ones that I was kind of excited about. So in my old video, what I said is, the rule is though, if I don't get to them this year, I must unhold them. What a stupid idiot. So in the video I said that I must unhold them, but I kind of don't wanna. I'm left with 2 books out of 10, which is like such a good result. I definitely, you know, got rid of the majority of them, which is great, but like these 2 I'm the most excited about, so why would I hold them if I'm still kind of hoping to like them? So yeah, I'm keeping them. I'm sorry, Catherine from the past, like I failed you. Yeah, this is my update on the video. This is my unhaul. I'm so glad I'm parting with all of that. Having so much space, you know, new year, new bookshelves. Hello. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next one. Bye.